So we have seen a major scale, and another way of exploring the major scale is just by playing it in intervals, all the what's called diatonic intervals, what are called the diatonic intervals within the scale, which means all the thirds, major or minor, it doesn't matter, or all the fourths, all the intervals of a fourth, all the notes that are apart by an interval of a fourth, or all the fifths contained within that scale. I'll just make an example. This is C major, and now I want to play that scale with in thirds, which means playing starting from the first note and then playing the second note, which is a third above, then starting from the second note of the scale and playing the one that sits a third above, in this case D and F, the third note of the scale, which is E, and then play the one that sits the third above, which is G, and so on. If I play in the same position, okay, so these are all the thirds contained in C major. I will do the same, playing all the fourths, so now the second note will be the fourth part. So it'll be C and F, D, G, E, and A, and so on. And so on. The fifths are, as an example, for C major, C and G, and I'll have D and A, and so on, E and B, F and C, have sixths. I can do the same for all the other intervals, all the the sixths, sevenths, and so on up to the upper extensions. How to use it in solos? I think a good way is to play a solo where you play mostly only thirds or only fourths, or so on. Actually, certain intervals are specific of a certain kind of jazz style. Say fourth, you'll instantly recognize solos like by McCoy Tyner, like hard bop style players. But again, this is a concept that you can use in any style. I'll just play over a kind of a jazz track, but again, this is good for any style. So I'll give it a go. I'll play over a 2-5-1 in C, and I'll start just by playing mostly intervals of a third. You'll recognize right away the sound of that interval. And so on. So now do the same, but we'll use fourths, and you'll recognize instantly that the sound of a fourth. So on, I'll use fifths now. Extra note there. So, and now I'll use sixths. And so on. So feel free to experiment again with intervals, and trying different genres of music, trying with a rock solo, blues solo, and of course this is just an example, an exercise where you are trying to use only a specific interval, but when you of course play in real life, mix it up and of course try and make it as musical as possible. That's it.